Bobby Dirkens here. Last night was the big game up in Blacksburg, Virginia, between our number 2 Clemson Tigers and the number 13 Virginia Tech Hokies. And what a lucky number that ended up being for them. Lord, it was huge. Game day showed up, which I've noticed game day's been showing up at most Clemson games recently, but they hadn't been to Blacksburg, Virginia in a long time. A massive night for them. They even brought back the legends. Bruce Smith, Michael Vick, and Frank Beamer was going to be there either way to support his illegitimate son, Bud Foster. Whew. Massive night. Last time something this big came to Blacksburg, Virginia was when the Goat Lady showed up back in the late 80s, early 90s. She went round at the festivals, entertaining and such. Eventually got shut down because they found out that the goat cheese that was on her product table, well, it was made from her own lactation. That's the price agreed. Anyway, that place was going nuts. They're jumping up and down. Enter Sandman's playing. People are acting like they're on a good old dose of meth, but they had the good fortune of keeping their teeth. And then, lo and behold, from the dark tunnel emerges the most intimidating college mascot of all. The common table turkey. The Hokie. Which I found out yesterday in one of those things I don't care about during college game day, that the Hokie ain't even a turkey. I wasted my time. But anyway, huge night for them. And then they started the game. The whole reason everybody showed up, and it went about like what we thought. Clemson, amazing defense, stepped out there on the field and beat them boys like a drunk redneck man beat his trailer trophy wife. Bad. Whew. Then the offense takes over. Now I know they opened up, I think it was 3-0. But what about that catch from Ray McLeod? Don't y'all remember the past couple of years when you could tape the ball to the boy's hands? And sometimes he somehow managed to drop it. Hey, I don't hate Ray. Ray, we ain't got no beef. But you know, there was times it was very questionable. Not so this year. That man's had a healing. I think he went in one of those tent revivals. But anyway, so what if he did? He's catching the ball. Whew. And then, after our defense goes out there and embarrasses them in front of their home crowd and Bruce Smith, then Tavian Feaster catches that ball, shows his world-class speed. I mean, it's not like he was not one of the top running backs coming out of high school, or that he has world-class speed. I mean, good grief. Then the defense goes out there and does what they do again. And then we end up throwing a great pass. Deion Kane gets the ball, and then boom, C.J. Fuller bounces the ball in for a touchdown. And it wasn't in there. Oh, then we get into the second half, and this is some of my favorite parts. Then we see the craziness of the Tigers start to rattle them a little bit. And then we see them fumble the ball. We cash in on that. And then my most enjoyable play of the night for me, it has to be when Dorian O'Daniel picked the ball off for a second pick six of the year. That ball was bounced around. Oh, look what I found. It's about like the time that my grandfather, who has Alzheimer's, could not find his reading glasses. Found it in his underwear. It was down there tucked away somewhere. But he caught it, and he ran it back. That's when you got the stamp of approval that you own a team. This wasn't like the ACC championship where they were like, man, if we just had another 2 minutes. If you had another 2 minutes, ETN would probably ran the ball in for a touchdown. Did y'all notice he almost broke another one? And then, I know the final score was 31-17, and a touchdown is a touchdown, but we have to admit, Virginia Tech scored that when Dabo was kind to let the kids from the school of the deaf and blind go out there and play that last series. That's real talk. Killing it. Oh, Lord. Last time I was excited was when I went to my Uncle Virgil's funeral. Not because he's dead or I was in the will or anything, but because his show goat, Prissy, came up and they let him by to the tune of When the Saints Go Marching In. I know it sounds weird, but my Uncle Virgil and Prissy were known all over our area. They did shows, weddings, church functions. Even did a bar mitzvah a couple of times. Don't know what they did. I did heard that Prissy passed out when they did the cutting. But anyway, oh, it was amazing. Every one of us tear-filled eyes crying. Enough about Prissy, but I'm telling you, our Tigers are looking good. If you don't think they're going to make a run at that college football playoff, you're taking the wrong type of drugs. And let's talk about Columbia, South Carolina. Oh, we know there's not much difference between you guys and us, except for the only reason you put a football team together, to win. I mean, we're all on the same playing field until you actually hit the playing field and we win and y'all lose. Went down there and lost to Texas A&M. Oh, and another team, I just want to tell them from the bottom of my heart. I just want to thank them. University of Tennessee. Now, I want you to know that over the past couple of years, you've had NFL talent. That's fantastic. And they're now in the NFL doing incredible things. But while they were there, y'all somehow continued to lose. I just want you to know that when Amari Rodgers and T. Higgins hits the field for us and explodes, we really appreciate it. Keep it up. Well, this is Bobby Dirkens saying, if you step back and look at this, we do quite well against common poultry. We beat the Gamecocks. Last night we beat the Hokies. We do well against birds. We beat the Cardinals a couple of weeks ago. And, of course, at the end of this season, we will beat, once again, common poultry. I love my chicken breast fried, but sometimes if you grill it just right, I'll take it. Also, about turkeys, it's just hit me. Why are we so gaga about dressing? I mean, I don't get this about dressing. I mean, we're getting the dressing out of the butthole of the turkey. Does that not bother anybody? Okay, it's time for me to go to bed. All I gotta say is, Virginia Tech, you laid an egg. Bobby Dirkens.